All right, I will call to order the City of Milton Common Council meeting this Tuesday, July 7th at 6 p.m. Can I get confirmation of appropriate meeting notice?
Meeting notice was posted at Milton City Hall, Milton Piggly Wiggly, and Hometown Ace Hardware.
Thank you. Approval of agenda.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We have an agenda. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For public comments as regarding items which can be affected by council action.
At this time, we have no participants signed in for public comment.
Okay. Approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 6, discussion and possible action regarding the First Amendment to the developers agreement for the Journey Hills subdivision.
The original development agreement included provisions requiring installation of the final lift of asphalt within a specified time frame. The developer has requested an amendment to extend this deadline. Mr. Leeson has requested the time frame for installing the final lift be extended to November 1st, 2026. This change is intended to provide additional flexibility for the developer as future plans of the subdivision are completed. All other terms and conditions of the original agreement remain unchanged and in full effect. There's no fiscal impact to the city. City recommends approval of First Amendment to the developers agreement with Normington Excavation, Inc. and Jeffrey Leeson for the Journey Hills subdivision, revising the completed date for the final lift of asphalt to November 1st, 2026.
Anyone have any questions on this or a motion?
I'd recommend approval of the First Amendment of the Developers Agreement with Normington Excavating, Inc. and Jeffrey Leeson for the Journey Hills subdivision, revising the completion date for the final lift of asphalt to November the 1st, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. 7, discussion and possible action regarding the First Amendment to the developers agreement for Journey Hills subdivision first edition.
This is the exact same type of amendment for extending the final lift of asphalt to November 1st, 2026. However, this is for the first edition, the next phase that he's already completed. This will give him opportunity to get some work done on his future phase before final pavement.
Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Journey Hills subdivision first edition. Make sure I'm saying this right. Yeah, I think I said it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 8, discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 2026-14, a resolution declaring intent to reimburse expenditures from proceeds of borrowing from the Safe Drinking Loan Program.
The proposed resolution declares the city's official intent to reimburse expenditures related to planned water system improvements using proceeds from a future Safe Drinking Water Fund loan through the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. The city is applying for funding under the state's Safe Drinking Water Loan Program for replacement of lead and galvanized water service lines throughout the city. Due to the timing of the loan process, construction costs will be incurred prior to receiving loan proceeds. This resolution allows the city to use available funds on hand for interim project financing and maintain eligibility for reimbursement from loan proceeds once the funding is secured. There's no immediate net fiscal impact, as expenditures made prior to the loan closing are expected to be reimbursed through the Safe Drinking Water Loan Fund. Total anticipated borrowing reimbursement purposes are not to exceed $380,000. City Administration recommends a motion to approve Resolution 2026-14, resolution declaring intent to reimburse expenditures from proceeds of borrowing from the Safe Drinking Water Loan Program.
Any questions for Paul on this?
I have a quick question. How sure are we that we'll get this money? If we're going to spend it ahead of time, are we positive that we're gonna get this money in the end?
The Wisconsin DNR has put a lot of focus on replacing lead service lines through this program, so I think it's highly likely that we will be getting this funding. If we do not get this funding, we would seek alternate funding sources through the normal bond process that we go through, or even local bank loans.
And second, I noticed that, not to get ahead, but then the next item is also in reference to this for the 1.2 plus million. What's the difference between the two? I don't understand.
One is, we're doing two separate applications because one is a higher likelihood that we'll see loan forgiveness, which is a form of a grant from the Wisconsin DNR. Again, placing a high likelihood on, a high emphasis on replacing lead lines. They are granting municipalities money to do that. So we have to do two separate applications.
So one's
One's going to qualify more, one is more likely to qualify for that loan forgiveness program than the other.
Which one's, I'm sorry, which one's more likely, the smaller one? Dang it. Okay.
But we, you know, it would be fiscally irresponsible to not try and get every dollar we can.
Yeah, I was just a little, when I saw the two, you know, the 300 something thousand, I was like, oh, okay. We could, but then when I saw the 1.25, I was like, oh, now now we're talking, so I was really curious about how likely we are to at least get that low interest loan at a minimum.
They are becoming more and more competitive, but I have had great experience with this program in other municipalities. And we have been awarded that, Milton has been awarded these loans as well through this program in the past. So I have high expectations.
Is there a timeline for when you expect for these funds to be available to us?
It will be next July 1st, next fiscal year. Construction season obviously starts in March, April. So that's why we're doing this resolution so we can start that project in time.
Do we know how many lines we have in the city that need to get replaced?
We do not have a total number. We are still investigating that. We're still entering houses, looking into private lines, and we are potholing. You'll see the water crews around making little holes right by the service, right by the curb stop, to identify what product was used to install that line. So we're still in the process of updating that and getting an accurate count, but we're getting closer and closer every year.
Then I guess I would move to approve resolution 2026-14, a resolution declaring intent to reimburse expenditures from proceeds of borrowing from the Safe Drinking Loan Program.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Number 9, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 2026-15. A resolution declaring intent to reimburse expenditures from proceeds of borrowing from the Safe Drinking Loan Program.
And once again, the city is applying for funding from the Safe Drinking Water Loan Program for replacement of water main improvements on Larch Lane, Greenman Street, College Street, Dunn Street, Babcock Street, and Columbus Street, including replacement of 11 galvanized mains. Due to the timing of the loan process, construction costs will be incurred prior to receiving the loan proceeds. This resolution allows the city to use available funds on hand for interim project financing. There's no immediate fiscal impact, as expenditures made prior to the loan closing are expected to be reimbursed through the Safe Drinking Water Loan Fund. The total anticipated borrowing for the reimbursement purposes is not to exceed $1,520,000. This is the larger one that Alderperson Smith mentioned. City Administration recommends a motion to approve Resolution 2026-15, resolution declaring intent to reimburse expenditures from proceeds of borrowing from the Safe Drinking Loan Program.
I'd make a motion to approve the 2026-15, a resolution declaring intent to reimburse expenditures from proceeds of borrowing from the Safe Drinking Loan Program.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Number 10, general items, committee reports. Anybody have anything to share?
Plan Commission met today and we approved about a 7,500 square foot addition to one of the businesses over here. High Street Bowstrings.
Bowstringers.
Yeah. Can't remember the name of the business, but apologize.
Headhunter bowstrings.
Headhunter Bowstrings. I know it's been a long day. And then we did a CSM, but that was kind of the quick and dirty of the Plan Commission today. It was pretty quick.
Thank you.
Library board met last night, but I'll defer to Ashley.
Okay. Seeing no committee reports, we'll roll right into Ashley with staff reports.
Today we had snakes in the library. So there's a company out of Minnesota called Snake Discovery that we've had the last 3 years. We saw over 130 people in the library for this, and kids get to hold the snakes and touch the snakes. So it's always a great draw. A couple weeks ago, Ashley and Denise attended the American Library Association conference in Chicago. It's the National Library Conference. They came back with lots of new ideas and bags upon bags of books. So we added a lot of books to our collections, and we have some for giveaways and all that fun stuff. In the month of June, the library saw over 9,000 visitors. Fun fact, that is our second busiest month in the last 6 years. So that's awesome. Yeah, so thanks for coming to the library, everybody. We continue to have fun with the community-wide read of The Wizard of Oz. Our next book discussion is coming up next Thursday at Elmside Goods at 5:30. The book has been checked out, I believe, over 70 times now, so people are reading the book. And we're having lots of fun with all of our programs. Our first Oz in the Park is tomorrow at 1:30. The last two have been rained out, unfortunately. Crazy weather on these Wednesdays. But we're having lots of fun with The Wizard of Oz. And then the Friends of Mountain Public Library book sale is going on right now through the month of July.
Awesome. Thank you. Jenny.
Last week, we had Spencer Frame, our assessor from Catalyst, attend open book in person. So this is a little bit different than what we've had with our previous assessor. So there was 2 days from 8:30 to 4:30. It had appointments. It was very well attended. We did actually get some compliments of some of the questions that were asked, and that they were answered very well and in detail, and some people did ask for additional information. So I thought that was really great. We do have the assessment roles here for people to take a look at if they are still interested in that information. And then if anyone does want to contest their assessment, then board review is the next step, and that's August 5th at 5 p.m. We'll be here for 2 hours in the council chambers. And then talking already about budget items for elections, Rock County has recommended us to explore the option for new tabulators for next year based on technology and information. So we're getting pricing all up for that, and then also for our ordinance book recodification. So it's been quite some time since we've recodified, which essentially means going through and making sure everything is accurate and in line with state statutes. So we've been getting quotes for that, and I think that's about it.
Thank you. Ms. Wrench.
With the approval of the site plan for Headhunter Bowstrings today, we have still 8 developments in the pipeline. So we're still going pretty good with developments. You will be hearing some rezoning requests over the next couple of meetings. I did attend the Wisconsin City Managers Association conference 2 weeks ago. So I had some really good sessions, got to talk to several colleagues and get some new ideas, and hear their troubles, and they heard mine. And and I'd like to remind everyone that the High Street 2028 Public Information Meeting is being held on Thursday, July 9th at 5:30 here in this room, and you are all invited to attend.
All right. Thank you. So moving on to team building exercise. First, I have to say, Open Doors, awesome 4th of July celebration. Hands down the best. There's a lot of hands in this room that took a part. Derek, you were missed, but they pulled it off. They executed well. It was a great celebration. Brought so many people from out of town, and all I heard was positive feedback. So that was awesome for Milton. So thank you to everybody that was part of that. My team building question is a 4th of July holiday. What's your favorite part? And it could be anything. Could be something to do with the park or just something at home. But what was your favorite part of this last weekend celebrating our Independence Day? And I'm curious really who our pyros are, so.
This last 4th of July, I enjoyed floating in an inner tube in the lake.
I always enjoy the parade. I like doing it with the grandkids. It's a little piece of. I told my wife once that I feel like we're living in a Norman Rockwell painting, and the parade's part of that. So, yeah, it's sitting there with the grandkids and seeing the flags go by and throwing the candy and all that kind of thing.
Mine was two things with the parade. One was when they stopped and sang for Dorothy, and the whole crowd joined in. That was just phenomenal, as you could see the smile beaming on her face. And then the other was this little girl next to me. She was a little shy about getting the candy, and there's these other little kids that kept grabbing them. I'm like, you gotta be a little more aggressive. And she went ahead and she started getting out there and getting the candy, and she was so excited. So that was pretty awesome. So I enjoyed that. That was kind of cool. And watching my kids in the parade too. That was fun.
I'll say I got two things. One is just every year we are very excited to watch the hot dog eating contest that happens every year in New York. Like, what's more American than watching people just cram a bunch of hot dogs in their mouth? So we watch that every year. But this year was really fun. We the kids were old enough where they finally got to stay up and watch the fireworks. So we drove down to the Wyatt parking lot and watched the fireworks from there, and they had a blast. So it was a lot of fun.
So my family has a cottage up north where I grew up. So it's like the one weekend of the whole year that my entire family, cousins from out of state, everyone gathers, and it's just a big old party. And my uncle made a floating picnic table, like on pontoons, and put a little trolley motor on it. So we floated around the lake, and yeah, we'll leave it there.
I have two things. One, during the summer, we don't travel very far. We just travel to a campground about 10 minutes from here and spend the summer. And one of the things that I really enjoy is a lot of the people that are there are not from around here. And they come up and I hand out brochures for 4th of July and festival. And I get to hear all of the things that they do. So that really is exciting. And then watching all of the fireworks on the water from the boat was absolutely amazing this year because I know it takes a lot to put on those shows for those communities, and so it's just really cool to see.
Cool. I guess I have two that come to mind. One, I love the 4th of July when everybody gets really patriotic and you start seeing like flags everywhere. You see Uncle Sam. It's just like of the entire year, that's the time that we all just like love on our country the most, and I absolutely love that. So it brings my heart joy. And then the second thing is this is one of those times where we're out of school, it's summer, and it's like a super community-centric thing where you see families out with their kids, and there's all these, whatever they participate in, whether they just do a grill out with the house or something like that. I just absolutely love to see friends and family and community come together, and that's wonderful.
Although I dread it and I don't look forward to it, I do enjoy doing the 10K every year for 4th of July. Luckily, it wasn't blazing hot this time around, but I know once I complete that, I can just enjoy myself the rest of the day and eat all I want and drink all I want. So.
I grew up going to parades. My mom always took us out to parades, my siblings and I. And I think without knowing it, even whoever's gathered, whoever's in town or whatever, we find parades. And I think we grew up going to Minneapolis parades, but without really planning it, we usually do small town parades. And I love seeing everybody gathering. I think Ken said it best, like it's like a Norman Rockwell. Everybody comes out and you see so much joy that everybody has, all ages. And so it's not a tradition, but it is just like it happens to be.
I was impressed. He can be a real taskmaster, so, you know.
So I really like fireworks, but I think my favorite part is just the impact to the kids. It kind of was mentioned, but the impact that you see on the kids' faces. I said it during the opening remarks. I still remember as a kid that stuff, so it burned such an impression on me. I like to see the kids having fun with whatever it might be, the rides or the fireworks or running around being crazy. So really excited to see that. Your turn. Awesome. All right. Thank you, everybody, for playing along. Our next meeting date is July 21st, 2026. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.